Thank you to Christopher Arnold for suggesting these three teams. Hello everybody, this is JT Productions and I'm back with another preview and prediction video. Today I'll be doing the Texas A&M Aggies. Last season, the Texas A&M Aggies went 8-4 for it feels like the fifth season in a row. Or at least the fourth. At least the fourth. They went 4-4 in the SEC last year and lost. I believe their bowl game got canceled for some reason, probably because of COVID. I don't know. They lost to Arkansas and Arlington, Mississippi State at home, at Ole Miss, and at LSU off a walk-off Hail Mary touchdown by Max Johnson, who, ironically, could be your new starting quarterback this year. Well, let's see if you recreate and go 8-4 again. The Aggies, let's see what they lost. They lost Jalen Weidermeyer, which was a big loss for them. They still have Anais Smith, Jalen Preston, Chase Lane at wide receiver. They should be fine at wide receiver. Tight end, to replace Weidermeyer, they have senior Max Wright, who we'll see how he does. Running backs, you have Devon A-Chain, one of the fastest running backs in the SEC, Amari Daniels, LJ Johnson, and a couple of others, including a transfer from Kilgore College and Ernest Kronover. At quarterback, you have Haynes King, redshirt sophomore, and like I said before, Max Johnson, junior transfer. Max Johnson, in my opinion, reminds me, here, I'll tell you, all you Georgia fans, reminds me of David Green. Just the way that he plays, not just because he's left-handed, just because of his more accurate persona, not being able really to make plays with his legs, but can run if he needs to. Max Johnson is a very gritty player. I like him as a quarterback. I believe he's related to, I think, Brad Johnson, who was a quarterback in the NFL. Not for sure, but you also have a freshman in Connor Weigman. I doubt he'll get much playing time besides some garbage time, stuff like that. But besides that, your offense should be fine. Your offensive line's going to need to... They have a lot of young pieces. Your oldest player is a redshirt junior, Layden Robinson. There's their sophomore and redshirt freshman. Redshirt freshman Trey Lou the third, a redshirt sophomore transfer from Snow College, wherever that is. And Jordan, not even going to try to pronounce that name, Moko. Bryce Foster, sophomore center. And then Ruben Fothery, second sophomore. Your offensive line, if it can stay together, you should be fine, but I'm not sure. On defense, you have a lot of young guys as well. You have redshirt freshman Toonmize Adelaide, McKinley Jackson, junior nose tackle, Sherman Turner, sophomore D tackle, Fadai Diggs, redshirt sophomore edge, Andre White, senior linebacker, Edrin Cooper, redshirt sophomore, Jalen Jones, junior corner, Jordan Gilbert, sophomore safety, Damani Richardson, who is probably going to be your captain of the defense. He's a senior safety. Tyreek Chappelle, a sophomore corner, and Antonio Johnson, a junior nickel. So your defense should be fine in the secondary. The front seven is going to need some help just out of the gate, so we'll see how they do. They should be fine. Jimbo Fisher is a great coach when it comes to kind of developing defensive talent, so we'll see how it goes. Now, your recruiting index, Texas A&M, on average, the past couple of years have been, let's see here, Texas A&M, on average, has been number 6 over the past 5 years. They're number 1 this year, They are number 8 last year, number 6 in 2020, number 4 in 2019, and number 17 in 2018. Not bad, honestly. Jimbo Fisher is a great recruiter, just like all other great coaches like Kirby Smart, Nick Saban, Ryan Day, even put in Mario Cristobal. So let's see how they can do this year. Let's see what they can do this year. Will they repeat the 8-4 mantra of Texas A&M? Well, one thing to keep in mind here is the Nick Saban-Jimbo Fisher beef. This has been going on since this offseason started. He's even asked that Nick Saban be either suspended or fined. So that's going to take into effect. That's going to affect the Alabama game when it comes up. They had the number 1 recruiting class last year, like I said. Let's see. I'm not sure how it's going to affect them this year. It could affect them more down the line. So we will see. Of course, we'll see if they can shake the 8-4 mantra. And one thing that's going to need to be figured out in the first few weeks is the quarterback battle. Who's going to start? Is Haynes King going to keep the starting job, or will it be like last year, he struggles or gets injured? Let's hope not. And Max Johnson comes in and is better. Well, let's see. Week 1, they play Sam Houston at home. That should be a gimme. You should win that one. Week 2, you have App State. App State is a very good group of 5 team. They chomp at the bits, try to win every Power 5 team they get. I think you win this one, but it's going to be closer than people think, and I think Haynes King will start to struggle. Week 3, Miami. This is a marquee game. Miami's going to be a good team this year as well, but I think just the physicality and that they have a new head coach, you're going to win this game. However, I think this is the game Haynes King gets benched. I'm not a believer in Haynes King. I think Max Johnson is a better fit, and I think he comes in and wins the starting job by beating Miami at home. Week 4, you're 3-0 against Arkansas. I think you get revenge for last year and beat the Razorbacks in Arlington with Max Johnson having a redemption story and winning the starting job for good and going into the next week 4-0. You're at Mississippi State this week. I think you'll do fine. I think it's going to be closer than people think, but I think you'll get revenge from last year and beat Mississippi State in Stark Vegas. And here's the game everybody's been waiting on. At Alabama. Last year, you beat Alabama in your house in one of the best games of the year. That's not going to happen this year. This talk is getting Alabama and Nick Saban fired up. You do not want to face a fired up Nick Saban and Alabama. You're going to lose this game, and I think by at least 20. So, you are 5-1 at this point going into your bye week. Coming out of it, you play at South Carolina. You have owned South Carolina since you've joined the SEC in 2012. But South Carolina is getting a lot better. You have a lot of young pieces, especially on defense and the offensive line. I think they catch you lacking here. Shane Beamer is a great head coach. South Carolina always has one of the hardest schedules in the country. But I think you lose here at South Carolina, and you are now 5-2 going into next week against Ole Miss at home. And I think you slip again, and Ole Miss gets a jump on you. You are now 5-3. You're one loss away from being the mantra. Let's hope you don't get that last loss. Now, Florida. I think you win this game. Florida is going to have a down year this year, at least take a step back, I think. And I don't think they're ready to face a Texas A&M team like this. So I think you beat Florida and then go into your next week at Jordan-Hare Stadium against Auburn. You have consistently beaten Auburn the past couple of years, and I think you're consistently better than them now. So I think you beat Auburn, and now you are 7-2 9-3. Next week you have UMass. You'll get the win there. UMass is about the level of UConn. They're about nothing. Then finally, you have the game against LSU in College Station. And I think you get a win to finish the season 9-3, breaking the mantra that you always have 4 losses in a year, but I only have 3 losses. So, here's the Texas A&M record, 9-3, with losses to Alabama, South Carolina, and Ole Miss. Let me know what you think in the comments. Give me some more suggestions on teams I should do. I'm trying to finish all of the Power 5 at least by week 0. And commenting helps a lot to give me ideas on teams to do. So, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and go Dawgs.